Albert Einstein's brain has fascinated scientists for decades due to his exceptional intellectual contributions, particularly in physics. After his death in 1955, his brain was preserved for study, revealing some unique features that might explain his extraordinary abilities. Here are the key differences observed in Einstein's brain. 1. Higher density of neurons and glial cells. Studies found that certain areas of Einstein's brain, particularly in the parietal lobes, had a higher density of neurons and glial cells. Glial cells support neurons and are associated with processing information. 2. Larger parietal lobes. The parietal lobes, crucial for spatial reasoning and mathematical thought, were 15% larger in Einstein's brain compared to the average brain. These areas are heavily involved in problem-solving and abstract thinking. 3. Unique structure of the corpus callosum. Einstein's corpus callosum, which connects the two hemispheres of the brain, was thicker than average. This may have facilitated better communication between the hemispheres, enhancing his ability to synthesize complex ideas. 4. Unusual folding patterns. Gyri and sulci. Einstein's brain exhibited unusual patterns of convolutions, gyri and sulci, in the prefrontal cortex and parietal lobes. These differences may have provided more surface area for neural connections, contributing to his advanced cognitive abilities. 5. Lack of the Sylvian fissure. The Sylvian fissure in Einstein's brain was less pronounced, particularly in the left hemisphere. This feature may have allowed neurons in different regions to connect more freely, facilitating creative and abstract thinking. 6. Asymmetry. Einstein's brain showed notable asymmetry in certain areas, particularly in regions related to speech and language. This might explain his unique way of thinking and problem-solving, as he often thought visually rather than verbally. 7. High concentration of glial cells in left inferior parietal region. This region, associated with mathematical ability and visual spatial cognition, showed an unusually high concentration of glial cells, possibly enabling more efficient neural functioning. 8. Enhanced prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex, associated with higher-order thinking, planning, and decision-making, was notably well developed in Einstein's brain. 9. Focus on visualization. His preference for thought experiments and visualizing concepts instead of relying on equations suggests that his brain was wired for exceptional creative and spatial reasoning. 10. Genetic or developmental factors. While the exact reasons for these differences remain unclear, they may have been a result of genetic factors, developmental influences, or a combination of both. These differences suggest that Einstein's brain was uniquely optimized for complex, abstract thinking, mathematical reasoning, and creativity.